Welcome to today's event, everybody. We're very, very glad you're here, and we feel like we have an exciting announcement for you that will justify you being with us today. My name's Jeff Bradley. Next to me, we're lucky enough today to have David Farrell with us. A lot of you know him, and those of you that don't, he's our vice president in charge of sales. And so between the two of us, we're ready to make an announcement today. Something that's been in the works for quite a while, Dave. I think you'll agree, and as a company, we've built it up a little bit. At least we've tried to.
Absolutely.
To get to this point.
Very exciting, right? It's kind of a continuation of a product line that we've seen a lot of demand for, a lot of success off of. So showing that next iteration of it is very exciting, and a lot of hard work, time, effort from the entire team at the company has gone into this. So to see it come to fruition and share it with you guys first is incredibly exciting.
It is. There's been a lot of anticipation on the part of the company. A lot of the people that work on product development have been very, very excited to get behind this project. As Dave mentioned, obviously, we're going to build upon a very established foundation of our modern precision rifle with this new product. Plus, this is something that we've never really had in our lineup of inventory.
Absolutely.
To offer.
So without really further ado, here it is.
Yep.
The modern precision pistol.
We're glad to share with you the new and innovative design we feel like is going to help us become a better company and have you guys have more things to offer your customers.
Absolutely. And, as we mentioned a little bit earlier, when it came time to, really take that product line to the next level, our hunters have also looked for that too, right?
Yeah,
as our types of shooters have developed, the hunters have developed. And so it only made sense to continue on that and fill really that void in the marketplace. So, kind of looking at it and jumping right into it, let's talk some different chamberings.
Well, the first thing you got to consider when you're going to announce a new product like this, but besides design, is the calibers you're going to offer. What calibers would our dealers and our customers most like to see in this format? And as we discussed that, we felt like there was a few very, very obvious ones. You got to go with 223 and 308.
Yep. And
we selected, in addition to those two, 300 blackout. There's undoubtedly going to be a market for 300 AAC in that lineup. 223 Remington, and then the old standby
6.5 Creedmoor.
Got to have 6.5 Creedmoor in there.
Absolutely, definitely a growing favorite over the last several years, and seeing that caliber grow. Wow,
absolutely.
And as you mentioned, 300 blackout. That's definitely a round that's very exciting, and as that entire platform of shooter has come together with suppressors and everything. I mean, talk about just a phenomenal round, right? So with this package and having a much more compact platform in a pistol variant has really allowed for those that want to throw then another 6-inch cannon. And there's so many different options, right? When it comes to building your setup for that type of shooter, the type of hunter that is going out there, whether you are shooting within a certain distance, a box, whatever the case is, this really hits and checks the box on a number of those different features there. And kind of going one step further as well, the twist rates, right? I know engineering and taking in input from a number of different arenas, we took in a lot of consideration selecting, making sure that we line the right twist rate up per caliber.
With that abbreviated barrel length, you have to be sure that whatever calibers you offer it in a rate of twist sufficient to stabilize the ammunition you're shooting. And to be honest with you, when we do that, we listen to our national accounts and our dealers. What ammunition are you guys selling to your customers? What can you sell to customers if we sell them this rifle that will work well together? And so we want those things to complement when we come up with them. And so as a result of that, I think we're going to agree we got it correct. In 300 blackout, we've got a 7.5-inch barrel with a 1 in 5 twist rate. 223 Remington, you don't want to go too fast in that barrel. It's a 10.5-inch barrel, 1 in 7 for twist. And 6.5 Creedmoor.
6.5 Creedmoor, we're going 12.5-inch barrel at a 1 in 8 twist. And then as well with the 308, we're going to also do a 12.5-inch. However, that's going to be a 1 in 7.
Going to be a little bit faster twist because that 308 is going to shoot a little bit heavier bullets.
Absolutely.
And typically a shorter round too, so shorter bullets. So that's kind of what we came up with as far as barrel lengths and twist rates. To talk about the firearm itself now, if you get into the foundation of this pistol, you'll realize that we've just built on the modern precision rifles chassis system. It's a 775 aluminum chassis that we're going to use. As you V-block bed, as you tighten that pistol into the V-block bedding of that rifle, it's going to make a very, very accurate combination. As we've seen in the MPR, it's going to work very well.
Absolutely. And, again, taking a lot of that feedback and that comfort level that a lot of consumers have with the MPR, right? We did a number of those different things that carried over, and even going to the tactical bolt knob, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And some of those different pieces that we had a lot of kind of reaffirming those things that those consumers wanted to see kind of carry over to that similar platform.
Yeah, absolutely. Some unique things about this, we're going to use the same carbon wrapped barrels as we use in our carbon versions. The hand guards are going to be very, very similar in construction. The one unique thing about the hand guard is we release this modern precision pistol, and hopefully you can see this. We're going to, instead of sending it with a 4-inch standard accessory pick rail out front, we're going to ship it with a barricade stop rail on it. And it's specifically designed to make it much more comfortable to ensure that your hand doesn't go beyond that carbon fiber hand guard.
Yep.
So safety, a little bit of safety.
Absolutely. And while you have it in your hand there, I mean, let's talk about the tactical release, right? That's another great feature that, it's
most guys using this will absolutely adore the extended magazine release as we put on our tactical rifles, as opposed to the in the trigger guard release. So it does have our standard extended mag release, which will be very, very nice and run in the pistol.
Yep. And then as you obviously grip it, we've got the Hogue grip on it as well. So again, a lot of different options out there. We do a lot with Hogue and love the product. So we went and just carried that into this product line as well. But again, when it comes to a lot of our users and consumers that like to upgrade, et cetera.
Personalized.
Yep. That gives you a lot of different options and a footprint there that's very accessible, if you will.
Yep.
So, well, let's kind of, I guess, move on to the next part that really separates this from that MPR, right?
Let's talk about the trigger, standard Remington 700 trigger. It's going to ship with our standard flat trigger, just like the MPRs do. So a lot of similarities as we go from the MPR to the MPP.
Yep.
Everything that worked well before, hopefully we carried over and incorporated in the modern precision pistol for everybody.
Yep.
Obviously, the biggest single difference now, we're going to get to this brace.
We'll get to this brace, exactly.
There's a lot of thought that went into that brace, Dave.
Absolutely. So as you'll see jumping off right away is the brace. We went with the SB Tactical 1913 aluminum brace. So there, you may get some questions out there as far as which 1913 brace, et cetera. We felt that the aluminum model really balanced out the rest of the rifle well.
Well, it does.
Sturdy, it's
strong. 60-61 aluminum.
Absolutely.
Used in that brace. So
adds that stability and also really complements the profile of the firearm itself, right?
Yep.
So as many of you are familiar with the SB platforms, the braces, they fold on over like so. Firearm can operate as well with it closed. So again, very standard in the sense of, brace operation, but a great quality brace to help complement the rest of the pistol.
Absolutely. One of the questions that we will all get, you guys, as you sell this rifle, will be the interface between the SB tactical brace and the firearm itself, our chassis. That interface is a horizontal or a vertical 1913 pick rail.
Yep.
So it's very, very strong. This will not be the weak point in this firearm, that pistol brace mounted to the chassis.
Very sturdy, no flex, and again, very comfortable as well.
Yep.
So
it stays locked, open, and closed. I think they made a good choice in choosing this pistol brace.
Absolutely, without a doubt. So,
how are we going to feed this pistol?
Let's talk magazines.
Magazines. So as we've talked about the calibers, you'll realize they're all short action non-magnum calibers, and what's going to be an AICS compatible short action non-magnum box magazine. Obviously, we make and sell our own short action non-magnum magazines, but it opens up a lot of different possibilities depending on what your preference is as far as magazine manufacturer. You have a lot of options out there.
You do indeed. So let's talk what kind of brake we threw on there.
The muzzle brake. That's just another characteristic of the MPR that the customers and dealers love that we carried over to this pistol. So it's going to ship with our standard side port muzzle brake, and that side port brake, as many of you know already, is actually tunable or somewhat adjustable. The muzzle brake it vents on the sides, but it has 4 Allen head set screws in the top. One of the advantages to that, as you look at the design of that brake, is this: as you remove one or more of those Allen head set screws on the top of that muzzle brake, it allows pressure to escape at 12 o'clock or directly up, which then introduces the potential for reduced muzzle rise in this pistol.
Yep.
So,
absolutely. And I'm sure a lot of the common questions that we'll get, and I know that we'll probably hear as well, given, again, a lot more consumers putting suppressors on their pistols, rifles, their entire setups. What kind of thread pitches are we working with here?
So 3 of them will be the 5/8-24 with one half by 28. So 300 blackout, 6.5 Creedmoor, 308 Win, standard 5/8-24. The 223 Remington option in the modern precision pistol will be a 1/2 by 28 muzzle thread. And we install with just a standard aluminum crush washer. The one thing, especially to dealers, we would want to mention to you, and a lot of you are already aware of this, as we ship this pistol with an aluminum crush washer to properly index or clock the brake, please realize that if you remove that side port brake and install any kind of a new muzzle device, especially somebody's suppressor, you've got to take that aluminum crush washer off. It's a matter of safety. So if you remove the brake to install something else, please be sure that you and your customers remove the aluminum crush washer as well.
Absolutely. Let's talk grips. Next piece.
Grips. So
we talked a little bit about them already, but we'll hit on a few more pieces on it. Right?
We've noticed as we've sold the MPR, a lot of guys will buy their MPR and they'll own it and shoot it for a while. And then a certain segment of the population, I'm included in that, wants to customize or personalize their rifles a little bit. And so one of the options you'll have on the MPP, just like you had on the MPR, is a universal AR style pistol grip, easily removable. One little Allen head screw undone. And there's a lot of commercial options out there that may fit you better as a shooter by replacing the one that we ship with.
Absolutely. And again, making sure that we're not putting things that are proprietary, right, on those common upgradable parts and replacement parts that people like to switch, on, off, etc. was important with it. So again, like you, I like that sticky that I actually run the Hogue.
Rubber over molded.
Yep, that's it.
And the one nice thing about that is, especially as you look at an MPP platform, if you have a pistol grip that has the indentations for your fingers, it just makes it a little less likely that MPP will slide out of your hands, whatever you're involved in as far as your shooting activities. It just holds the hand a little bit better for some of us. So so that's a good option to have, and I'm glad we kept that.
Yeah, and very comfortable, right? All right, so we kind of hit on a number of different pieces, right? Key features, and I know that a lot of you are probably familiar with the MPR. We went ahead and picked out a few different kind of FAQs, frequently asked questions, if you will, to try to answer some of them. I know that a number of you may still have questions after this presentation here, and again, reach out to your Christensen Arms rep, reach out to us, and we'll get them answered as fast as possible for you. One of the things that has come up, and one thing that I definitely wanted to talk about and address, we obviously want to get these pistols out in the marketplace, as soon as possible. We're launching the product on Friday. That's when the embargo and all those pieces lift, and we showcase the rest of the world this product. We're expecting these to ship early May. Obviously, we wanted these to come out earlier before that, but again, making sure that the product is ready to go and is ready to ship to dealers is absolutely the most important piece there. So those, stick with us. We've got these coming out here very quickly, and that's kind of a question that we've gotten, and
especially from dealers. Dealers want to know. And the other thing dealers are wondering, are you going to do a large block of one caliber and neglect one of the other calibers?
Great question.
We're not.
We're doing everything. So we're bringing out a little bit of everything. So that's exciting. I know that some have higher demands than others, but we're going to bring a little bit of each one to market first and get everyone a taste of it. So we're excited about that. It's not like one's going first and then we're waiting, etc. So we'll hit on all of those.
They should have access to all 4 calibers fairly equally as we roll this product out.
Exactly. It's not one shipping over the other first. They're shipping all 4 at the same time.
Another thing guys have wondered, especially our dealers and distributors, are we going to offer the MPP in the desert brown anodized finish like we have the MPR? And I guess the answer to that would be, we've taken that under advisement.
Yeah.
It's being considered. It's not available today. That's the bottom line.
Right.
It won't ship initially in the desert brown anodized version. It will only be in black.
Right. And it's no secret, right? The kind of environment that we're in right now with demand and consumers and more, new shooters coming into the market and again, just trying to keep up with it. So again, similar to how we brought the MPR really to market with just the black first, it's the same kind of footstep that we're taking when it comes to the MPP. We want to get these out. We want to, get it as streamlined as possible to get the product into the marketplace. And then as we add different flavors, colors, etc., those will all be the additional excitement that we'll continue to bring, right?
Yep.
So
that's exactly how the NPR rolled out. We had
Yep.
black for a considerable amount of time, and then after the black had been released, and there was quite a few of them out there, then we're able to come up and follow up and offer that desert brown version.
absolutely.
So it worked out really well that way. So it is a possibility, but it won't be available initially.
Yep.
So.
And we talked a little bit about triggers, but one of the common questions that we kind of got ahead of time was, any adjustable trigger, are you able to adjust those?
We are, yes, sir.
Same
It's
triggers as
a
NPR.
Trigger Tech field trigger in
Yep.
there with a flat shoe. Any Remington 700 compatible trigger will absolutely work in these pistols. And so we talked about the hand grip, the pistol grip being an
Yep.
upgrade. So too is the trigger. Any Remington 700 trigger. The only thing you want to be careful of is, should you or your customers decide to upgrade your Remington 700 trigger, you're able to buy that trigger without the integral bolt release. Don't buy a Remington 700 trigger with the old conventional push in on the tab bolt release. Buy your Remington 700 triggers for your Christensen arms without that feature, and it'll work a lot better for you.
Mm-hmm. What it looks like a small pistol. What kind of weight are we talking?
4.4 pounds is what we start out at.
Nice.
Obviously, it'll go up a little bit depending on caliber and barrel length, etc.
Yep.
But at 4.4 pounds complete without optic, that's a pretty light firearm.
That's a light set. I mean, you pull that up, you pack it in and out.
It's so light that even if you and I had one in our backpacks, we wouldn't complain too much.
That's right. That's right. And every pound counts for my endurance level.
Yeah.
So jumping then right into a common question, MSRP, right? So with this, you want this one or you want?
I'm going to leave that
Okay,
up to you.
MSRP. So it's in line with the NPR, right? So $22.95 is what this MSRP is coming to market at. And again, compared to a lot of the competitors out there, I think that's going to bring quite a value to that consumer that's been looking at other products, other precision pistol type products out there.
So a little bit higher.
Yeah, a lot of it higher in some cases. So we're excited to again really fill that void and get this product out there, get it on your shelves, and have continued success in 2021.
One of the things we ought to touch on, and sometimes we neglect to do this when we release something like this, customers and dealers as well, maybe we'll be curious as to how does this MPP fall into our limited lifetime warranty program?
Yep, great question.
And the bottom line is both dealers, distributors, and customers can rest assured that this firearm is covered just like we've covered our other firearms. Any issues at all with carbon fiber handguards, barrels, actions, etc., even the magazines, they're all covered under our limited lifetime warranty. As long as it's not something negligent on the part of the user or the dealer, we will absolutely take care of that firearm or that issue for them.
Absolutely. We stand by the products and, our dealers that sell them. So thank you for your continued support. And if there's any additional questions, please do reach out to us.
We would be glad to field any questions at all. Optic rail on there, utility rail, polymer magazine. It's just a great package. And again, as you look back at what we've been able to offer up to this point, this fills a void for us. We look forward to rolling it out there and getting it in the dealers' hands and on the dealers and customers' shelves and having them get in the field with it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. And we look forward to getting these out to you.
Let us know how we can best support you as you roll out the MPP for your customers.
Excellent. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.